Have you ever felt that nagging sensation of mental fog, where your thoughts feel sluggish, your memory plays tricks, and your focus drifts like a loose balloon? It's a common experience in our hyper-connected world, a world that constantly bombards our brains with information and demands, often leaving us feeling overwhelmed and mentally fatigued. We spend so much time optimizing our physical health, hitting the gym, eating right, yet we often overlook the most powerful organ in our body, the one that governs everything from our deepest thoughts to our simplest actions. What if I told you there's a way to not just combat that mental fatigue, but to actively sharpen your mind, boost your cognitive performance, and unlock reserves of mental agility you never knew you had, all through engaging, sometimes even playful, exercises that go far beyond simple meditation? This isn't about quick fixes or complicated theories. It's about practical, accessible strategies that can profoundly change the way your brain operates, making you more efficient, more creative, and more resilient. So, are you ready to embark on a journey to truly optimize your brain, to move from simply reacting to actively thriving, and discover how to maintain peak mental performance for years to come? Our first incredible tool in this journey to a sharper mind is an exercise known as the Schulte Table, a seemingly simple grid that holds immense power for enhancing your focus and processing speed. Imagine a square grid, typically 5 by 5, filled with numbers from 1 to 25, all arranged in a completely random order, a chaotic jumble of digits. Your task, should you choose to accept it, is to locate these numbers in ascending order as quickly as possible, usually starting from the center number and working your way outwards, silently pointing to or calling out each one. This isn't just a children's game. It's a sophisticated cognitive workout that demands sustained attention and active visual scanning, forcing your brain to cut through the clutter and identify specific targets with precision. The initial attempts can feel frustrating, like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but that very challenge is where the magic happens, when new neural pathways begin to form and existing ones are strengthened. The brilliance of the Schulte Table lies in its ability to simultaneously train multiple crucial cognitive functions. Firstly, it significantly enhances your selective attention, the capacity of your brain to filter out irrelevant stimuli and focus intensely on the task at hand, ignoring all other distractions. In our modern world, when notifications constantly vie for our attention and information overload is a norm, cultivating this ability is more vital than ever, allowing you to zero in on what truly matters. Secondly, it drastically improves your peripheral vision, teaching your eyes and brain to take in more information at a glance, expanding your visual field so you don't have to move your eyes as much to find the next number. This translates directly into real-world benefits, from being more observant driver to efficiently scanning long documents for key information, catching details that others might miss. Moreover, engaging with the Schulte Table is a fantastic way to boost your cognitive processing speed, the rate at which your brain takes in, interprets, and responds to information. With consistent practice, you'll find yourself identifying and locating numbers faster and faster, a direct indicator of your brain's increased efficiency. This isn't just about raw speed. It's about the fluidity of thought, the ability to transition smoothly from one piece of information to the next without hesitation. Think about situations where rapid decision-making is essential, such as problem-solving under pressure or reacting quickly in a dynamic environment. The mental agility cultivated by this exercise can give you a significant edge. It also strengthens your working memory, as you need to hold the next target number in your mind while simultaneously searching the grid, continuously updating your mental ledger. The benefits extend beyond mere numerical tasks. The underlying mechanisms you're training are broadly applicable. Imagine a student needing to quickly absorb information from a textbook, or a professional needing to scan a spreadsheet for anomalies, or even someone simply trying to follow complex conversation in a noisy room. All these scenarios require the same kind of focused attention and rapid information processing that the Schulte Table so effectively drills. You're not just finding numbers, you're building a mental muscle that helps you navigate the complexities of everyday life with greater ease and precision. You can easily find these tables online or through various mobile applications, allowing you to integrate this powerful brain workout into your daily routine, even for just a few minutes, turning spare moments into opportunities for profound cognitive enhancement. Moving on to our second brain-boosting challenge, we delve into an exercise that directly confronts your brain's automatic responses, forcing it to work harder and smarter. The multicolor text, often referred to as a variation of the Stroop Effect. The premise is deceptively simple, yet incredibly powerful. You will be presented with a series of words, but here's a twist. Each word will be written in a different color from the word itself. For example, you might see the word red printed in blue ink or green printed in yellow ink. Your task is not to read the word, but to name the color of the ink in which it is printed. So, for red in blue ink, you would say blue. For green in yellow ink, you would say yellow. It sounds straightforward, doesn't it? But as soon as you try it, you'll discover fascinating internal struggle. This exercise is a direct assault on your brain's ingrained habits and automatic processing. For most literate adults, reading words is an automatic process, so deeply ingrained that it's almost impossible to suppress. When you see the word red, your brain instantaneously wants to read red, even if the ink color is screaming blue. This creates a cognitive conflict, a battle between the automatic reading pathway and the more deliberate task of identifying the ink color. To successfully complete the exercise, your brain must exert significant inhibitory control, actively suppressing the urge to read the word and instead focusing consciously on the less automatic task of naming the color. This isn't just a fun parlor trick. It's a profound workout for your executive functions, the higher-level cognitive processes that govern our behavior and help us manage complex tasks. The benefits of regularly engaging with multicolored text are far-reaching. Firstly, it dramatically enhances your selective attention, similar to the Schulte Table, but with an added layer of interference. You're not just looking for something. You're actively ignoring something else, a crucial skill in a world full of distractions. Secondly, it strengthens your working memory, as you need to hold the instruction in mind, name the color, not the word, while simultaneously processing conflicting visual information. This constant mental juggling acts like a bicep curl for your brain, building mental resilience and capacity. Thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, it significantly boosts your cognitive flexibility, the ability to switch between tasks or mental sets efficiently and adapt your thinking to new demands. This is a cornerstone of problem-solving and innovation, allowing you to pivot quickly when initial approaches prove ineffective. Imagine a busy professional needing to quickly sift through an email overflow with emotionally charged language to extract only the objective facts, or a customer service representative needing to maintain composure and follow protocol despite dealing with an agitated client. Both scenarios demand the same kind of inhibitory control and selective attention that this multicolored text exercise hones. It trains your brain to manage competing stimuli, to prioritize information, and to override automatic emotional or habitual responses in favor of a more deliberate, goal-oriented approach. It essentially helps you develop a stronger mental filter and a more agile mental switch, enabling you to navigate complex situations with greater clarity and less mental effort. You can find numerous online versions of this test, making it an easy and accessible way to give your brain a powerful, yet enjoyable, daily workout, pushing its boundaries beyond its comfortable routines. Our third exercise invites you to step into a world of heightened sensory awareness, challenging your brain to rely on senses other than sight, and thereby sharpening its spatial memory and recall. Blindfolded tasks. The concept is simple. Try performing routine, simple actions with your eyes closed. For instance, close your eyes and attempt to write your name on a piece of paper, or draw basic shapes like a circle, a triangle, or a square. You could even try typing a short message on your phone, without peeking at the screen. The immediate challenge is obvious. You lose the visual feedback that we so heavily depend on, forcing your brain to activate dormant or underutilized sensory pathways. This isn't about becoming proficient at blindfolded tasks. It's about a profound cognitive shift that occurs when you deprive your dominant sense of its input, compelling other senses and your internal mental maps to step up and take charge. When you engage in blindfolded tasks, you are actively stimulating your brain's spatial awareness, the intuitive understanding of where objects are in relation to each other and to your own body. Without visual cues, your brain must reconstruct its perception of space based on proprioception, your sense of body position, and tactile feedback, the information gathered through touch. This process strengthens the neural connections responsible for creating and maintaining an accurate mental map of your environment and your place within it. It's like navigating a familiar room in the dark, initially disorienting, but with practice, your brain quickly adapts, becoming more attuned to textures, sounds, and the subtle cues of your surroundings. This enhanced awareness can have surprisingly broad benefits, from improving your sense of balance to making you more spatially competent in new environments. Furthermore, This exercise significantly boosts your memory recall, particularly for spatial and procedural memories. When you try to write your name with your eyes closed, your brain isn't just sending motor commands. It's actively accessing the stored memory of how your hand forms those letters, the precise movements required, and the spatial arrangement of the letters on the page. You're relying on an internal blueprint rather than external feedback. This deepens the encoding of these memories, making them more robust and accessible in the future. The same applies to navigating your home or reaching for objects. You're calling upon the memory of their location and your learned movements rather than just spotting them with your eyes. This active retrieval process is a powerful way to reinforce neural pathways and improve the overall efficiency of your memory system. Let me share a quick story about my friend, Sarah, who used to constantly misplace her keys and glasses, often spending precious minutes frantically searching for them. She started incorporating blindfolded tasks into her routine, simply by reaching for her toothbrush or stirring her coffee with her eyes closed, forcing herself to rely on touch and muscle memory. After a few weeks, she noticed a subtle but significant change. She was more aware where she placed objects, her spatial memory seemed to have improved, and the frantic searches became less frequent. It wasn't magic, but a direct result of her brain's enhanced ability to process spatial information and recall object locations, all cultivated by these seemingly simple exercises. This highlights how enriching your brain's sensory experience, even by temporarily limiting one sense, can lead to profound and practical improvements in daily function and memory. Our fourth exercise, hand coordination, offers a delightful and incredibly effective way to challenge your brain's ability to manage complex motor commands, fostering greater dexterity, agility, and interhemispheric communication. This isn't just about making funny gestures. It's about pushing your brain to synchronize two distinct, often conflicting, actions simultaneously, a process that lights up various crucial brain regions. A classic example involves making a peace sign, index and middle finger extended, thumb tucked in, with one hand, while simultaneously forming an OK sign, thumb and index finger forming a circle, other fingers extended, with the other hand. The immediate challenge comes in switching these gestures, so the hand that was making the P now makes the OK, and vice versa, all in a fluid, continuous motion. This seemingly simple sequence demands a level of mental and physical coordination that many find surprisingly difficult at first. The reason this exercise is so potent lies in its demand for bilateral coordination and motor planning. Your brain must not only plan the specific movements for each hand independently, but also coordinate them to occur at the same time, often in opposing patterns. This requires constant communication between the left and right hemispheres of your brain, which is primarily facilitated by the corpus callosum, a thick band of neural fibers connecting the two sides. By actively engaging both hemispheres in a coordinated, yet differentiated, motor task, you are essentially strengthening this critical bridge, improving the speed and efficiency of information transfer between the two halves of your brain. This enhanced communication can lead to improvements in various cognitive functions that rely on integrated processing, from problem-solving to creative thinking. Furthermore, hand coordination exercises significantly enhance your fine motor control and dexterity. As you repeatedly practice the movements, your brain refines the neural commands sent to your muscles, making your actions more precise and efficient. This improvement isn't limited to just these specific gestures. It carries over to a wide range of tasks that require precise hand movements, such as writing, playing musical instruments, typing, or even intricate craft work. You're essentially teaching your brain to be a better conductor of its own motor orchestra, ensuring that each movement is executed with greater skill and fewer errors. The exercise also improves reaction time, as you become quicker at initiating and switching between complex motor patterns, a valuable skill in any activity demanding rapid physical responses. Think about the sheer complexity of playing a piano, where each hand performs entirely different, yet harmonized, movements, or the intricate footwork and hand-eye coordination required in sports. These high-level skills are built upon the foundational ability to coordinate disparate movements, an ability that these hand coordination exercises directly cultivate. By consistently challenging your brain with novel motor patterns, you are stimulating neuroplasticity, the brain's incredible capacity to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This means you're not just performing an exercise, you're actively remodeling your brain for greater efficiency and adaptability. Integrate these coordination challenges into your daily routine, perhaps during a short break, and you'll soon notice a remarkable improvement in your physical agility and mental sharpness. Our fifth exercise embraces a fundamental principle of neuroplasticity by simply asking you to engage in everyday tasks using your non-dominant hand. This isn't about achieving ambidexterity overnight, but about purposefully disrupting ingrained habits and forcing your brain to forge entirely new neural pathways. If you're right-handed, try brushing your teeth with your left hand. If you're left-handed, switch to your right for pouring your morning coffee, opening doors, or stirring a pot. Even something as simple as using your non-dominant hand to operate your computer mouse for a few minutes can create a significant cognitive challenge. The initial awkwardness and clumsiness are not signs of failure, but rather indicators that your brain is being pushed outside its comfort zone, where the most profound growth and reorganization occur. The power of using your non-dominant hand lies in its ability to directly stimulate the creation of new neural connections. When you perform a task with your dominant hand, the neural pathways involved are highly efficient and well-established, requiring minimal conscious effort. However, when you switch to your non-dominant hand, your brain is forced to activate regions and create connections that are typically dormant or underdeveloped for that particular task. It's like taking a well-worn path through a forest versus bushwhacking through virgin territory. The latter requires more effort, more planning, and creates new trails. This process of creating novel pathways is the very essence of neuroplasticity, enabling your brain to adapt, learn, and grow throughout your lifetime, irrespective of age. It's a direct way to counteract neural complacency and keep your brain actively engaged in learning. Beyond the creation of new pathways, this exercise enhances cognitive flexibility and problem-solving skills. When you struggle to perform a simple task with your non-dominant hand, your brain automatically engages in creative problem-solving. It might try different grips, adjust the angle of approach, or compensate with other body movements, all in an effort to achieve the desired outcome. This constant adjustment and adaptation strengthen your brain's capacity for innovative thinking and finding alternative solutions when faced with challenges. It teaches your brain to be less rigid in its approach and more open to experimentation. Skills are invaluable in any area of life, from professional endeavors to personal growth. The act itself becomes a mini experiment in adapting to new circumstances, fostering resilience and mental ingenuity. I recall a fascinating anecdote from a colleague, a graphic designer who felt stuck in a creative rut, finding her usual methods uninspired. She started small, simply opening doors and carrying her coffee mug with her non-dominant hand. After a few weeks, she noticed that not only did simple tasks feel less awkward, but she also started approaching her design project with a fresh perspective, finding unconventional solutions and drawing new connections she hadn't considered before. It was as if by challenging her brain with physical novelty, she had inadvertently unlocked new cognitive pathways for creative thought. This micro-story underscores how breaking routine, even in the smallest ways, can have ripple effects throughout your entire cognitive landscape, fostering a more dynamic and adaptable mind. So, next time you reach for something, consider giving your non-dominant hand a turn. You might be surprised by the profound mental benefits. Our sixth brain-enhancing strategy takes us into the realm of structured mental challenges, brain games. Now, before you conjure images of mindless smartphone swiping, let me clarify. We're talking about specific types of games that genuinely make your brain work, engaging higher-order cognitive functions rather than just providing passive entertainment. Think of classics like Sudoku, which demands logical deduction and pattern recognition, or chess, a game renowned for its strategic planning, foresight, and complex problem-solving requirements. Riddles, word scrambles, and intricate puzzles also fall into this category, as they compel your brain to think critically, make connections, and explore various possibilities before arriving at a solution. These aren't merely time fillers. They are deliberate mental workout designed to stretch and strengthen your cognitive abilities in profound ways. The efficacy of brain games stems from their capacity to engage multiple cognitive domains simultaneously. When you play a game of chess, for example, you're not just moving pieces. You're engaging your working memory to hold multiple potential moves and their consequences in mind, your long-term memory to recall strategic patterns, and your executive functions to plan several steps ahead while anticipating your opponent's reactions. Similarly, solving a Sudoku puzzle hones your logical reasoning, numerical fluency, and sustain attention as you systematically eliminate possibilities and identify the correct numbers. These games provide a structured environment for deliberate practice, allowing you to repeatedly challenge specific cognitive skills in an engaging and often enjoyable manner, which is crucial for skill acquisition and neural strengthening. Furthermore, brain games are excellent tools for building cognitive reserve, which refers to your brain's ability to cope with damage or disease without showing clinical signs of impairment. By continuously challenging your brain and forging new neural connections, you create a buffer that can help maintain cognitive function even if some neural pathways are compromised. It's like having a well-exercised, robust mental engine with many redundant systems, making it more resilient to wear and tear. The constant novelty and increasing difficulty levels often found in these games ensure that your brain is always adapting and learning, preventing mental stagnation and fostering continuous growth. They also provide a sense of accomplishment, which can boost mood and motivation, creating a positive feedback loop for continued engagement. Many online platforms and apps are dedicated to brain training, offering a wide variety of puzzles and games tailored to target different cognitive skills. Websites like Lumosity, for instance, provide a suite of exercises designed to improve memory, attention, problem-solving, and processing speed, often presenting them in a gamified format that keeps you engaged. The key is to choose games that genuinely require mental effort and strategic thinking, rather than those that rely on quick reflexes or simple repetition without deeper cognitive engagement. By intentionally incorporating these challenging brain games into your routine, you're not just passing the time, you're actively investing in your long-term cognitive health, fostering a mind that remains sharp, agile, and resilient against the challenges of time. Finally, we arrive at our seventh and arguably most crucial brain-boosting strategy, limiting technology dependence. In an age where digital devices are extensions of our minds, providing instant answers, constant connectivity, and endless entertainment, it's easy to outsource much of our cognitive work to technology. While undeniably convenient, this over-reliance can inadvertently deprive our brains of the very activities that keep them sharp and robust. When we constantly rely on GPS to navigate, calculators for simple arithmetic, or our phones to remember every contact number or grocery item, our brain's innate capacities for spatial reasoning, mental calculation, and active recall begin to atrophy, much like a muscle that isn't regularly used. This exercise isn't about shunning technology entirely, but about consciously and strategically stepping away from it to reclaim and strengthen your intrinsic cognitive abilities. The principle behind limiting technology dependence is rooted in the use it or lose it phenomenon of the brain. Our brains are incredibly efficient, and if a task can be performed effortlessly by an external tool, the neural pathways responsible for that task within our own minds become less active and less robust. By intentionally choosing to perform small tasks manually, you force your brain to engage its own memory systems, problem-solving circuits, and attentional networks. For instance, instead of immediately pulling out your phone to calculate a tip, try estimating it in your head. Instead of relying on your phone's contact list, try to commit a few important phone numbers to memory. Instead of following GPS directions blindly, try to navigate a familiar route using your internal map and sense of direction. These deliberate acts of mental effort are powerful exercises for strengthening your cognitive functions. One of the most significant benefits of this practice is a revitalization of your working memory and long-term recall. When you challenge yourself to remember a short grocery list without writing it down, or to recall a specific piece of information without immediately Googling it, you are actively engaging your memory systems, reinforcing the neural connections involved in encoding, storage, and retrieval. This active retrieval process is far more effective for long-term memory consolidation than passive consumption of information. Furthermore, reducing your dependence on technology can foster a greater sense of self-reliance and mental independence, empowering you to trust your own cognitive abilities rather than constantly outsourcing them. It's about building a robust internal cognitive toolkit that you can always rely on, even when your devices fail. Think about the mental clarity that comes from being fully present in an environment without the constant pull of notifications or the urge to check your phone. By reducing technological reliance, you free up mental bandwidth that might otherwise be consumed by passive consumption, allowing your brain to engage more deeply with its immediate surroundings and with its own internal processes. It's about cultivating mindfulness, improving sustained attention, and promoting deeper cognitive engagement with the world around you. This isn't about completely abandoning the conveniences of modern technology, but about finding a conscious balance, strategically choosing moments to disconnect and allow your brain to work, thereby strengthening its inherent capabilities and ensuring that your most powerful tool, your mind, remains finely tuned and always at your command. So, there you have it, a comprehensive guide to supercharging your brain with 7 unique and engaging exercises, each designed to target specific aspects of your cognitive function. We've explored the precision and focus gained from the Schulte Table, the mental agility unlocked by multicolored text, the heightened sensory awareness fostered through blindfolded tasks, and the enhanced coordination developed through deliberate hand gestures. We've also delved into the incredible neuroplasticity stimulated by using your non-dominant hand, the strategic thinking cultivated by challenging brain games, and the powerful reclamation of cognitive independence through mindful technology detox. Each of these practices, when integrated into your routine, contributes to a more focused, sharper, and resilient mind, ready to tackle any challenge life throws your way. Remember, your brain isn't a static organ. It's a dynamic, adaptable powerhouse capable of continuous growth and enhancement throughout your life. By embracing these exercises, you're not just doing a temporary workout. You're investing in your long-term cognitive health, fostering a mind that stays agile, innovative, and deeply engaged with the world. The journey to peak mental performance is an ongoing one, filled with fascinating discoveries about your own capabilities. Every small effort you make to challenge your brain, to push it gently beyond its comfort zone, pays dividends in clarity, creativity, and overall well-being. If this deep dive into brain exercises resonated with you, and if you're excited about the prospect of unlocking your full mental potential, please give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us bring more valuable content to you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our future explorations into fascinating topics. We'd also love to hear about your experiences. Which of these exercises are you most excited to try, or which ones have you already found beneficial? Share your thoughts, challenges, and successes in the comments below. Until next time, keep challenging your mind, stay infinitely curious, and never stop learning.